Um, yeah, actually.
Okay.
Not
Do
necessarily,
you,
I mean, it affected my relationship and not in the way that you think, you know. It was weird. The whole dynamic of it.
yeah.
At one point I was actually kicked from the group because a very special person to the group leader had left because of the group leader actually. And they blamed it on me because they thought that they left because of me, because they thought that I had socially manipulated them into leaving, thinking that that person was just not it anymore.
Socially
And
manipulated them into leaving
I
is a
don't
crazy
fucking know,
statement.
bro. I don't fucking know. I don't I don't care. God damn it,
That's
bro.
crazy,
Well, and
man.
this is what happens. This is what happens when you live around people who play the game, right? Who want to sit there and try to be so socially inept that they're sitting there playing chess as they're talking with people to try and get the what is it? Your favor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That game. When you've been playing that game for so long, you just that's all you ever see.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'm not here to play games. I want to speak my mind. I want to be truthful. And even if, people may not like the truth, I don't know how to lie. I genuinely don't know how to lie. I will literally, if you try to tell me
I mean,
something or if you ask me a
that's what I
question
mean.
and I'm
Like
trying
you're
to,
so I hate to say this, but like I view you as innocent, like not in the way of like, you know what I mean. I view you as like a more innocent
blah.
soul, bro. Like you're not out there like
Mhm.
you're not out there the way you are describing it for the benefit of yourself or for anything like that, dude. You are literally just out there as like a solid friend and a solid person that I've always been dependent on. Like I could always go to and be like, "Oh, Crypt is there, bro." So I don't like, yo, how do you get to a point where with somebody in your space, right? If like they actually knew you, nobody would ever say that you emotionally manipulated. Like there's been times that you've said shit that like I said, like you say offhanded shit all the time sometimes. There's times that you'll say shit and I'll be like, that's not it, G, don't do that. Like there's been times that like I like got mad at you, you said something to me and I took it the wrong way, but I addressed it with you, like normally.
In the moment.
And like it was
Yeah.
fine. Like that's just I just don't understand because you're like honestly one of the easiest people to work with in my entire circle. I'm like, what? Like, yo, like, and like people who don't even know
They,
you that well, even they know, like, because they'll be like, You pissed Crypt off? How do you do that?" Like, seriously. I don't know, man. I don't
by
want to
being
like,
pretentious. If
yeah,
you
that's
want to
fair.
boil my blood, the quickest way to boil my blood is to be pretentious. Think that you're better than me. Look down on me. I actively
Yeah,
fight those people. I
yeah, that makes sense.
those are the like that's what I call those are people that I call pretentious paladins, and I'm a necromancer, so and
That's
that's the
fair.
thing, right? Like I want to express that in my story, right? My necromancer is a good necromancer, and in reality, in this world, I'm trying to be a good necromancer, but I swear to God, bro, I swear to God, this world is trying so fucking hard to turn me into a Lich King, and I don't want to be. I
And see,
really don't.
that's what I told you. Remember when I was like, that would be such a good anime premise, like in like reality, that would be such a good anime. Because in reality, that is like that like division between it's like, maybe you were raised this way, maybe you think a different way, maybe people view you what you think is wrong or how you move your morals, all that shit. But like you just are inherently trying to be good to people and this and that. And of course you
I'm
might
not
struggle with
perfect.
things. Yeah, it's just
I fuck up,
but we all do, bro. Like, like fuck, man. That's what
but
I don't get.
you know, yeah. Well, I'm a misfit, bro. I've school, military, here, I've never fit in. I don't. I'm sorry.
Right.
This
I mean,
this is
I'm
how I
not
feel.
you don't gotta apologize to me at all, man. I don't think it's that you don't fit in. I think you just people don't give you a fair shake. I mean, I would say that some of the stuff that like you're into right off the rip is not necessarily the easiest to associate with right off the bat, right?
Niche,
Which is fair. That's
niche.
niche. But I mean, it's still not niche enough for me. And like I always gave it a chance because to me that like there's creative potential there.
Because you
Like I
never know,
see so
right?
much. Yeah. You never know. And like you talking, the more you talk about your story to me, the more I see shit. Like if it's not like, a movie, it's an anime series pulled out of some left weird ass side of it, which is like a part of the story, but it could be broken down into more shit. And like there's so
I
much
can't tell
content
you how many
potential.
I can't tell you how many times people have told me that I sound like a spirit of the anime protagonist or some shit. Like so many
Yeah, I
people
mean,
have told me that I have the spirit of an anime protagonist. I'm just like, I don't know what that means, but I'm running with it. I like anime, so thank you, I guess.
I think that calls to like what you're trying to do and the type of stories you want to tell. Um, because anime is way more in depth than Western, like cartoons or Western media at all. To be honest, which is why there's like this influx of people watching anime right now. And just to be honest with you, like I think that running with ideas like that, especially in your area, is such a powerful thing. Because especially with what you're trying to do, which is like get off the ground to do animation work, being able to harness a power where you're really only animating complicated shots every once in a while and you will learn like some cinematography tricks to kind of help you animate quicker. Um, like streamline your process and stuff. I feel like an anime for you would be something that you could fucking do right after work when you went home and like make a whole 15-minute thing. It may not have audio, it may not have everything ready, but it's done. Like you can edit it together. There's a bunch of clips and stuff, and like I could totally see you delving into exactly that. It's like you do radiate that fucking energy in most
I
of the stuff
radiate
that you
that
talk
vibe.
about.
Damn, thank you.
Yeah,
I
no, that
think
is
that what
true.
you're seeing is well, I think that what you're seeing and this is something that I've tried to explain to some of my friends that I don't know what it is. Most furries they just don't get it. I think that what you're seeing is my determination. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like and it's been on and off over the past few years just because I'm kind of getting up there and the life is weighing down on me, but like I've got like this fire in my soul. I don't know what it is. It's like this feeling. All my
But you
life
also got
I've
another
basically
thing,
been
not gonna
hmm?
lie. You have a suit of your character already.
Yeah.
So you have like real
Yeah.
life representation of your thing, which is even cooler. So like, in my why I really always egg you on, right? Is because I want to see that like representation in this community. Like this is your character. You fucking have lore, backstory, like probably power level and rank and stuff all written up
There's
and
the
ready to
food chain
go.
at the very least, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, man, like seeing an animation where like I've already seen some stuff that you have worked on and the potential that is there is enthralling because I know that there will be good stuff to come out. And like it does suck that school and stuff, or not school, college, sorry, is like kind of the thing that like is holding you back at the moment. I am excited for the day that you graduate and like can just kind
Bro,
of
so am
pursue life
I. So
because that'll be
I'm
so
actually
nice.
working I'm actually interworking my schedule now. So I've got now that all my classes are active, I was able to plan out a schedule, and so now I'm picking times so that I can get a little bit of animation in there. You know, doing an animation is kind of like a loading screen, except for it takes really fucking long. And
Yeah.
so like even every little bit is just pushing that loading screen ever so more, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. And I'm doing the cinema shit. I know that since our last podcast episode, we've got a few things going on with that now. Like I could probably show you some more stuff that you hadn't seen last time I shared something with you. Um dude,
I've seen your
that's
work. It's
also,
good quality stuff. You have
dude,
vision.
it's getting difficult though cuz it's starting to get to a point where
Hmm?
things are a little bit more complicated than just coming in, setting up your camera and doing all that jazz, you know what I mean?
Of
And it's
course,
like I
yeah.
can
You gotta have
respect.
special effects in there.
If you guys want to see more content like this, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment or something if you want to see somebody that I haven't talked to yet. On top of all this, right now we're only releasing clips. So once we reach about 200 subscribers, that's kind of the goal, we'll start releasing full episodes. We appreciate everybody that's been here for right now. And don't worry, we'll get there eventually. I love each and every one of you guys. I hope you guys have a great fucking day. Peace.
Start what I said, um, which was honestly like we've been like trying to emulate 3D animation with the like 2D look for a while,
Hmm.
and I find myself trying to emulate that through acting as well. Um, and so that's interesting. So I do respect like the whole craft and stuff. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Um,
Well, and it's the thing is like the fandom. We're all just people, right? You can tell where people's priorities are based off of where they're at. You can, I mean, not even where they're at in life. You can tell where they're at in life based off of their priorities. That's where we're at this point. So if you get
yeah,
someone who's obviously who's worried about, if you get someone who's worried about food, who's worried about clothes, who's worried about their house, clearly you could surmise that, they have more important shit on their mind all the time. So naturally that, losing that shit must be around the corner, right? And then you've got other furries who are sitting there worried about politics, worried about LGBTQ issues, worried about all this other stuff that only pertains to like, I mean, they always say that they're minorities, so it always only pertains to like 15% of people. I want to say 15%. Is that even accurate? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And it's just like, I don't know. How do I feel like the few govern the many way too fucking much right now. Like,
I mean that's fair.
you see what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that comes with a lot of communities. Like people who have clout, people who have like a say, always kind of have some sort of fucking inherent bias from something or of something.
Yeah.
Um, and that what sucks is I feel like yeah, in the if you're talking about the furry community in particular, then yeah, you're seeing a large like you do see catering, especially especially online, but not even online, like even in person, like at cons and stuff. There's a large catering to a specific subsect of the audience. I mean, that's kind of obvious at this point, which is, I would say, kind of sad to say, because like some of what the community itself is associated with in terms of the layman is fucking terrible. So like, you know,
Yeah.
I I kind of feel you like in terms of like trying to develop and do something that's not necessarily the norm in this community. It's like it feels like you're grinding on an uphill battle constantly. And
So, well, you got to take a look at what I'm trying to do, right? Like, you got a single guy, right? I've got very limited resources, and I don't have a significant other. Family can only do so much to help me. They don't have the knowledge base that I do on the thing that I do. And then in terms of
yeah,
friends, I have very few. I'm not very few, but I have only a few friends who are, trying to do the same shit that I'm doing, right? I'm sitting here, one man army, trying to start my own studio and trying to build a show that's going to gather the world's attention. It's going to be an
yeah,
uphill battle. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, a lot of people will be like, oh man, I don't want to do that. It's hard. Well, if it was easy, everybody would do it. I want to leave my mark on the world. I want to be the next Walt Disney of animation.
yeah.
It's an extreme, but you got to set the extremes. You got to set those expectations. If you're even going to reach anywhere close to that level, you got to aim high. Shoot far or
That's
shoot
fair.
shoot big, shoot far. That kind of
That's
stuff.
fair.
And it's just
Yeah.
like, so this next animation that I'm doing, what you're going to see, right? It goes into a concept that I've had since I was a kid, right? It's this thing called the skeleton of life, and it's not a being that creates life. It's the embodiment of life's challenges personified, and
Right.
you have to
That's some
fight
like
that
Dragon Ball Z shit
because
for real.
when you go through life, what happens? You have to fight life's challenges all the time, and what do you have to do? You have to adapt. This
Yeah.
skeleton, it rapidly adapts to you. Every move that you make, every attack, every defense, every parry, every dodge, it takes that into account and then adapts to it, and you have to adapt with it or you die.
Yeah.
And in every single dream that I've had this thing, I've never won.
That's
And
fair.
every time shortly after that, something monumentally, some monumental failure happens. That it just happens in my life. And so one day I woke up dreaming of this dude, got my ass kicked again, and then I almost lost my household. I couldn't pay rent. Like I'm not even joking. I was a day away from having that talk with my landlord.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a rough talk.
luckily I was able I got lucky, right? I nailed a major commission, biggest commission I've ever had. Wonderful, right? Paid for my rent essentially. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. So now I'm animating this thing and I'm just like, I'm gonna bring you into my reality so that I can fight you in my reality, my way, and then we'll see who wins.
And honestly, I
You
think
know, the biggest question about this,
that's a great project for you, dude. Honestly, that is a good one.
well, it begs the question, right? When it comes to you battling life, what's gonna happen? Are you gonna rise above adversity and you know attain your dreams, or are you gonna
Right.
die and fade into obscurity? Because the attention span that the world has nowadays, it's easy. It's easy to disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet catalogs everything you have, but all you got to do is just stop saying shit. Not even stop saying shit. Just go to your friends' discords and just stay there. Don't
Yeah.
expand, don't do anything. The internet will cover you up. The internet will forget about you.
Well, that's
I
true
almost
to an
forgot about
extent.
Juice World, and
It kind of
yeah,
depends
I
on
almost
how
forgot.
like tight your friend group is in that instance. Like, go to somebody's Discord if it's dry, like in like I I don't think the internet's covering you up at that point. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
What I
that's
mean by
just
that
like
is that
life
there's
and
so much
shit.
stuff that's happened. There's so much stuff that's happened. You're basically buried under all the new stuff.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
you
Sorry.
faded
Yeah,
into
no. You're
obscurity.
talking like internet algorithm obscurity shit. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Back on track. Back on track. Sorry.
A good example, Beastars. When Beastars first came out, people lost their shit, right? It was the talk of the town. Season 2 comes out, no one's talking.
Yeah.
No one was talking, and it barely got any traction. The guy that developed it, I guarantee that he was mad as fuck because season 3, the trailer for season 3 looks awesome. Shout out to Beastars, by the way. No fucks given. That shit is gonna be awesome. I guarantee it. He's
Have
gonna
you
be like, okay, all right, I see how it works.
have you not
He's
seen the
gonna give it
first
his
part of
all.
season 3?
Oh, they already put it out? No, I
Yeah.
haven't. No spoilers, boyo.
Yeah, you got to go check
I'll be
that
ready
out.
to check that out.
Then
Yeah.
part 2 comes out I think sometime next year. I could be wrong. I don't know. Don't quote me on that shit. But yeah.
Well, I think
Um
I've also been contemplating, I've been wondering, like, is it too late for me to put my story out? Like,
no.
ironically enough, my favorite anime, Solo Leveling, the main character's a necromancer. They just put out their most recent episode, and that shit got 100,000 likes within 7 hours. I'm just
I
like,
mean,
bro, that is some
I
major
feel
fucking
like
competition.
you have a different look on how you do shit. Plus, yours is kind of
I
in a
do.
different universe based off of your character alone.
True.
So
It's not
like the
based off of the world
tone,
around us.
yeah,
Yeah.
the tone would be much different than what his would be. Um,
Are you saying I have something
especially
else to
like,
offer?
yeah, you have a completely separate perspective on this. I feel like yours would be a little bit grittier, darker, and gorier, if I'm not wrong. Um,
Oh,
in
of course. You
comparison
know my
to
taste too
that.
well.
Yeah, no, I could tell. You know what I mean? Like, I could already tell based off your art. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of know.
Yeah.
Um, and like that's the shit that I'm excited for. That's why keep telling you to push forward because you know it's a little easy for people who can't envision your idea to just dismiss it, and I think that's a little unfair,
Yeah.
especially with some of the people that you have been friends with, man. Like the fact that some people have gone out of their way to say certain things to you, especially about your own projects, is insane to me. Because it's like,
Mm.
yo, but you told me like what the other day, it was like, oh, that's just because they don't have shit they're doing or something. And I was like, yo, that's true. That's, that is true,
Well,
in my opinion.
I think that the hardest hitting one, the one that really killed a lot of my flame, right? I used to have this homie who like I viewed him as a best friend of mine. But no, he was the one that he, I don't know, I guess back then I used to talk about my stories to anybody. I was excited. I was developing. I was in it. You know, and I guess I don't know what it was. I guess I just couldn't read the room, and you know, I was enveloped by my excitement, and I was just too blind to see, or something. One day we're watching a movie and we're sitting there. He starts the conversation off talking about how like I need to chill out and stuff like that when it comes to my emotions, when it comes to storytelling and stuff, and you know, and I'm trying to hash it out, and he just stops and is like, you know what? He's like, bro, I'm gonna be honest. No one cares. No one cares about your character. No one cares about your story. No one cares. Stop talking about it. And for the first time in his life, I fell silent. When I fall silent like that, it means like I'm in shock. And I was standing, but I just kind of sat down. I had to. And I just took that in. And he didn't realize what it was doing to me. So he was like, you know, I'm really glad that you're not as sensitive as other folks. And then he left the world.
Yeah,
But the only
that's
thing
kind
I
of
wanted to
wild.
say was that, yeah, what's funny is he was working on my avatar too. He was, you know, notice how I'm in this and not in Crypt right now? Yeah,
Yeah,
we stopped production for that. I couldn't. I can't
yeah,
have
I wouldn't
someone
either.
I can't have someone work on my avatar that doesn't care about my dreams. That's
Yeah,
just not gonna
no,
happen, bro.
fuck that shit. Yeah, no, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of
And of
shitty,
course,
man.
of course, we have the boomer dad or stepdad. I'm learning that is very important. That very first word needed.
Stepdad, yeah.
Very much needed. He just, I don't know. He's got his own issues. He's very narcissistic and sociopathic. He's that boomer. He's a rich boomer. Gets 2 paychecks, one from the VA, one from Social Security. He's got fuck off money and he's acting like it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's insane.
he's told me he's got like he's not there for, I mean, he's not really there much for anything aside from, you know, my mom. You know, so the support just isn't there. You can tell, like my mom, whenever I need help, whenever I'm in duress, she's there, right? Front
Yeah.
and center all the time. She's a super mom, bro. I love her. But him, bro, I don't. He's told me
You
like
don't
I'm
care
not.
much for that
He's
guy,
told
huh?
me to my face, huh?
You don't care much for that guy. I can tell.
I tried. I really did. Believe me when I say I did. He's the type he likes, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like guns too, you know, I like Armored Core. That's a really really big gun, you know. I like
Coupe at the lot, told him fuck 12, fuck SWAT, busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box, had to put the stick in the box. Pour up the whole damn seal, I'ma get lazy. I got the mojo deals, we been trapping like the 80s.